Let's do this.
Let's do it. I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. Casting is my real test.
Hello, everyone. Time for the actual 200 subscriber special. Now, the first time I tried to do this, the actual 200 subscriber special, for some reason, the mic didn't pick up any damn sound. But I'm hoping this time it will work. Want to be a winner, Pokemon? Oh yeah. Send me to a Slim Jim. Oh god. If you want to know what this is, our 200 subscriber special, actual 200 subscriber special. It is my Naruto Pokemon Edition. And for those of you that actually get what that means, kudos for you, because you get a virtual non-existent cookie. Yes, the whole My thing is like My Hero Academia, and then Naruto, because obviously Naruto, and then the whole thing basically. Pokemon Edition is basically, yeah, Pokemon. Yeah, it's there's Pokemon in this. I mean, come on, look at the damn thumbnail. And you think there's not going to be Pokemon in this? Anyways, I guess to start with the story, basically, the whole thing is there's going to be like two different not really time frames, but like different universes. There's like the Naruto and like the MHA. For the MHA, I'd say that this is basically going to start basically after the Camino Award thing incident, you know. And for Naruto, it's basically going to be after they had retrieved Tsunade, and well, had her become freaking fifth Hokage. But basically after that. And well, as we started everything out now, it's basically deep within the skies, up in the sky. There was a special wish granting Pokemon that sees what's about to happen and believes it knows what to do. The plan must be set into motion. first, what happens? Well, Izuku Midoriya begins to basically wake up inside his house, except for he realizes his entire freaking ceiling of his room is blown open. Like somebody detonated an explosion in there. And actually starts to realize that whenever he starts to talk, it sounds like he's like some sort of animal. And so, whenever Renko basically racing in there, Izuku quickly realizes that he cannot talk to her and that she has no idea who he is. And basically, just by looking into what's left of the mirror, he begins to realize exactly why. He looks way different. And so, yeah. Izuku's basically chased out of his own house by his mother. And then again, Izuku does think it is a good thing that he can apparently fly now. And that's whenever he realizes there's a giant ass sinkhole right where, you know, Aunt Mitsuki's house used to be. And not only that, but there's erupting torrents of fire. Like, and all sorts of quakes and God knows what coming up from the ground. And so Izuku decides to go down there, and he sees this giant ass movie monster looking mofo. But he can actually understand what they're saying. Apparently, this thing has the voice of Bakugo, and then realizes he's gonna do something to smack himself in the head, over the top of the head. It's freaking. It's probably happened to Bakugo too. What happened to him? So he's like, Kachan? And he's like, don't you Kachan me, you stupid Deku. And then Izuku would just be like, yep, that's Kachan, right? That's alright. That's Kachan. And basically, Izuku just freaking uses his tail that he apparently now has and wraps it around Bakugo. And basically, they're freaking flying through the sky. And then they just get to the sea because, Japan is an island. And then they see, well, damn it, I'm sounding like that guy in Chergrove City. As you can see. I love that guy. He's freaking cool. Plus, he gives you a map. Well, basically, they see kind of something huge moving in the water. And, then it just, stops for a few seconds. and looks like it starts to relax. Like it's almost like it's relaxing in like an ensign or something like that. And basically, Izuku is like slowly descending, and like Bakugo is just like, "Can you go down to the ground any slower, freaking Deku?" And Izuku's like, "Ah, don't worry, I got you." And Bakugo would just be like, "I know that. You literally have me ensnared," and stuff like, "Wait, you have a tail?" And Izuku's like, "You just now noticed that." And like Bakugo's like, "I have a tail too." And then you would hear, "And so do I." Like you would just hear like something coming up from the ocean and be like, "And so do I." It's like, wow. Like, holy shit. Basically, you know, they would see this giant water monster thing. It looked like a giant blue whale that turned into like Godzilla halfway. Yeah. Basically, like Orca, that also has killer whale, mixed with Godzilla, mixed with a blue whale. Like, just damn. Yeah. Basically, everybody's like freaking Izuku and Bakugo were like Shoto, and Shoto's like, "Izuku, Bakugo?" And they're all just like, they all just realize they've all been turned into freaking monster creature things. Basically, just M. And then all of a sudden, this tiny little dude comes down from the sky and basically is like, "Hello, I am Jirachi, the wish granting Pokemon. I am a Pokemon that can grant all sorts of wishes. And unlike in the manga, Jirachi will be able to grant infinite amount of wishes." Seriously, why would the manga change something like that? What does it gain from limiting Jirachi? I mean, that's something so cool about Jirachi, and they just do that. Like, why? No, 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 not cool. Not no, no, not cool. Not cool at all. Basically, Jirachi just telling them that there was a thing like this. Well, apparently, a certain thing happened in one universe that happened to the same thing that happened in this universe, and they kind of created this collision, and it kind of created an adverse chain reaction. That kind of messed some shit up within the universe. And that's why this happened. And that Bakugo is now the legendary Pokemon, Groudon. Basically, the ruler of the very earth. And Shoto is the legendary Pokemon, Kyogre, the ruler of not just seas, not just oceans, but the water itself. Like all water. And as for Izuku, basically, is now Rayquaza. Rayquaza being the basically ruler over the ozone layer and basically the entire sky. Yes. Land, sea, and sky. Also known as the Weather Trio. That's basically what Jirachi says. It's like, you guys are basically the Weather Trio. Basically, Izuku's like, but what about my dream of becoming a pro hero? Besides, nobody can really understand me. I mean, I just sound like a monster to them. And Bakugo was just like, ah, damn it. And then Shoto is like, well, there are some pros amongst some cons that cause that be here, that be here. For example, my dad's an asshole, so I don't have to deal with him anymore. Izuku, you all your life have been pretty much bullied for being quirkless. Now you don't have to worry about that shit anymore. Like, and it's not because you took a power from somebody else. This is apparently your power that you have now. And, well, Bakugo, as much as I agree to disagree on so many different levels about how you are, how you've always been, as much as I know. Well, anything that you've ever had a bad slate with, you don't have to worry about that anymore. Plus, I mean, didn't you want to be on the top? Literally, you are the pretty much considered the god of Earth. And then Bakugo's like, well, Icy Hot is indeed right about something. And Izuku's just like, so, what exactly do we do? I mean, it's not exactly like we can fight for them, like, the good, like the heroes. And Jirachi's like, oh, that whole thing. You mind if I help with that? And Izuku, Bakugo, and Shoto, basically, they're like, not Shoto, but like no Shoto, yeah, Shoto. And they're all like, wait, what? And Jirachi just shows them the inevitable, like, what would end up, become, like, what would happen eventually. Like, basically what's currently happening in the manga. Yeah, basically an entire hero versus villains, like, war. And basically, Izuku realizes that basically they're even able to see even further into the future, basically after the war, and realize that after the whole thing is done and over with, it just actually goes back to how it was originally with quirks. And that's basically people were afraid of, the people that had those special powers. And so, yeah, that's how that happened. So basically, Izuku is like, well, what are we supposed to do if that's how it's all going to end up happening? And basically, Izuku, uh, Bakugo, and Shoto all just realized that it's kind of hopeless in the end because, well, in the end, basically, they would have just been hunted down because everything, like, the entire hero society would just end up back where everything started, like, something like, you know, back to square one, only it would be back to square zero because that's how it would end up happening. It would just regress so far that it would be like eventually like whenever quirks did first end up popping up. And so that's basically when it's decided that, well, Drachi's like, okay, I got something else to do, so you guys make peace with yourselves and whatever. It's like, yeah, chill, bye, boom. And so basically, Izuku now knowing basically everything, how it's basically, you know, like eventually people with quirks are going to eventually, be like back like when there was like the dark ages of quirks and like they weren't even really all that much liked at all. And so Izuku just decides to, go with it. And, goes straight up into the ozone layer. Like, it's chill. And just decides to mentally collect himself back up in the ozone layer. However, unlike what usually people would think would happen, Izuku finds that it's actually a lot easier to breathe in the ozone layer than not. And Izuku is just like, it's probably because of this form. Rayquaza, wasn't it? And now I have to learn up on the abilities. What did Jirachi say about that again? Oh yeah, Jirachi each gave us a star. Apparently, if we want to know about the abilities, we wish for that and then pop open the star. Like a grenade. It's like, he's just like, actually, like, he's like, oh my god, like a freaking grenade. Like, bing, like, boom. And boom. And, Izuku would slowly but surely learn the abilities of Rayquaza. And basically, Bakugo and Shoto would be doing the same thing. Only instead of the ozone layer, Bakugo would basically be down in the sinkhole that would lead to, like, the freaking tectonic plates of the earth. Deep down where Groudon usually is. However, he will realize some shit. Like, he will realize that there's some brittle writing, and there's some writing, like, in a language that he doesn't really understand. That is until, well, he actually realizes the possibility of, two star, like, basically putting the star in half, and then, like, ding! Like, so he can actually get two wishes. He can literally cheat code the wishes. Like, basically popping it in half before popping it. Like just like, and poof. First wish abilities. The second wish, to understand all this shit. And basically, this weird writing that isn't Bradle, but it isn't any other language that Bakugo has ever heard of. Is apparently the language of the unknown. Whatever the hell that shit is. And basically, through, all that, Bakugo just gets, informed about how there was a land where, well, before the existence of what, all that, crazy shit. Like, a long, and I mean long time ago, there was this, there were these beings known as Pokemon. And basically, he would just keep on learning shit about not only his abilities, but about this, like, world, like, a long time ago. In another universe, even. Yes, it wasn't even their universe where this, like, occurred. Or was it? Apparently, it both was and wasn't, because the beings that were Pokemon in this universe were different. The beings that were Pokemon in this universe were known as UB. And most, and like other things as well. Like the existence of a being known as Deoxys. Which is basically a textbook definition of an alien. Along with the being, like, along with the existence of others like LGM and BGM. BGM. Yeah. Bakugo's basically, that shit. And how, on the other one, basically, more natural, like, Pokemon. Or as natural as you could get with Pokemon. Basically. And how that just turned into a disaster. Considering it's like two different universes with Pokemon, like, you can end up figuring out that it's starting to go and end well at the end. And how just disastrous the end actually was. And how, after all of that, basically, the surviving, humans, and then the last surviving Pokemon, being Jirachi, basically, the surviving humans on the end of both, like, universes, basically, Jirachi was to go to both of them, and three specific pure souls, at least as pure as you can get, well, at the end of all things, like, or at least three specific souls, whatever. It's like, basically, three from the one universe and three from the other universe. And basically get them, and, the whole thing after an event that would eventually turn them and basically just turn them completely into Pokemon. Basically, a sort of like a revival of the world once known as, a world where the relationship of, like, humans and Pokemon. Way basically a time long, long ago. In a galaxy far, far away. Heyo! And basically, as of that other universe with the three people that are going to be turned there, before any of that, basically, while Shoto's doing his whole thing, he gets like a mental link message because Jirachi actually told them how to, basically Bakugo does do like the mental link thing. He like mental links with Shoto and Izuku, and basically, says, the stuff that he heard about. And basically, that whole thing, all about that, this civilization of both humans and these creatures called Pokemon, which they have apparently been turned into in order to start the whole thing back up again because of the eventual failure of both universes, like societies. And now we go to the other universe. The original universe, as some would say. Meaning that the My Hero universe is actually the one where the UB come from. And, certain specific others that are not naturally of, well, you know. you know, basically, in the Leaf Village in Konoha, Naruto's basically like, yeah, Granny Tsunade, yeah. Oh my. Basically, he just now woke up and he's like, I'm hungry. I want ramen. And basically smells the ramen. And he's like, wow, I'm all the way over here. And basically, yeah, even though I'm all the way over here, I can still smell the ramen. Like, wow. And how come I feel so much, like, bigger? I don't freaking know. Like, I'm confused. And it's just like, Naruto's, like, he's hearing all these people screaming and, like, bloody murder. As, like, Naruto's like, what the hell? And he just. He just realizes that there's two, like, other people that he notices, like, hey, Sasuke, hey, Sasuke, oh my god, you guys changed. And, like, Sasuke's like, you're one to talk. And Sakura's like, yeah, Sasuke's right, you're one to talk. And Naruto's like, oh my god, why does always happen? Where's Kakashi Sensei? What the hell is this? And wait, there's Ichiraku's. Oh man, Tucci. He should have something like an Ayame. And basically Sasuke would be like, ah, damn it, damn it, damn it. Instead of brooding, I'm just gonna be over here being depressed. Yes, instead of brood, he's just gonna be depressed. And Sakura would be like, oh, what's with the change? And even Naruto would be kind of interested, but he would still have his head stuck in the ramen. Like he'd kind of be like stuck. But he would still be kind of interested in Sasuke's change of behavior. And basically Sasuke would be like, well, if I have to be honest with you, Orochimaru's curse mark thing has disappeared. And I didn't really feel a damn thing. Now I realize why. And, oh, well, all of this, you two have been returned as well. And then basically there's this little cute little puffball thing, flying around, looking like a little mini star. Because in real life, stars are actually freaking huge. And basically, it explains itself to be Jirachi, and it basically explains everything that explained to. It basically explains everything, like all of that, to basically them, only different because they're, different. Oh god, I think I got the hiccups there for a second. Anyways, basically, after having everything be explained, well, and then apparently Sasuke's like, wait, I'm the ruler of time? And Sasuke's like, holy shit. And wait, Sakura, you're the ruler of space? And why did our names change? Wait, Dialga actually does sound like a cool name. Like, Dialga. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool, actually. And like Sakura's like, what? And Naruto's actually like, wow, Star Thing, you actually got Sasuke to show emotion, other than brooding or depression. Wow. Or just plain old angst. So, yeah. Cool, cool. Yeah. Oh, and oh my god, I have wings. And Sakura's like, you just now noticed that? I have wings too. Surprisingly, Sasuke is the only one here who doesn't have wings. Except for you, Star Thing. And Jiraiya's like, I keep on telling you guys, my name is Jirachi. The wish granting Pokemon. Though Jirachi's fine. Oh, and by the way, the other three that I talked to basically realized that their whole universe is kind of screwed, like, regardless. So, yeah. Uh, anyone want to help them not fall all the way from up there down to down here? Like, totally unceremoniously. And Naruto's like, wait, what? Oh, well, seeing as I'm not going to be able to get any freaking ramen, apparently, I guess I'll do it for you guys. And basically just like, they cry in the game, like Giratia's cry, and then just turns into origin form and swoops up in the air, and then just sees the three and, like, grabs him with the tentacles, like the spiked tentacles, so that's gonna hurt like a bitch, and like, Shadow Force, like, foo. That's how he even was able to fly. Shadow Force, foo. It's like, just dead that damn shit. And Sakura's like, oh my god, Naruto's wings can turn into tentacles. And Naruto's like, I thought Jirachi said that my name was now Giratina? And that, wait, what the negative energy, like, what? It's basically like some sort of, like, messed up, like, bullshit. It's like, yeah, Sasuke controls time, Sakura apparently controls space, and I just got all this negative energy stuff to worry about. And who are these guys? And Jirachi's like, the green one is, well, he's Yuka Midoriya, but now he is Rayquaza, the basically guardian of not only the ozone layer, but the sky in general. And the blue one over there, the other blue one is Shoto Todoroki. At least he was previously Shoto Todoroki. Now he is Kyogre, the one who rules not only the seas, the oceans, but basically water in general. Kyogre. And basically the red one over there is, well, the one, basically the one who has power over pretty much everything on the earth. Basically, Groudon, although he was formerly known as Katsuki Bakugo. And altogether, these guys are basically known as the Weather Trio. Well, you guys as far as I'm concerned, basically are basically the representatives of the creation trio. You know, the way you guys are basically the creation trio. Palkia, Dialga, Giratina. And Naruto is just like, as Giratina is just like, well, that's just all dandy. And basically, whenever Isuku, Bakugo, and Shoto wake up as their Pokemon selves, basically they get informed about everything that happened. And Tsunade is just kind of, like, what the fuck? like, like, you know, she actually really does actually like Naruto. And, the fact that just pretty much in the belief that, like, Naruto, the one that, like, is, like, really close to her, like, is going to be taken away because of some random shit that happened. And, well, she's also like, well, what happened to my necklace? And basically Naruto's like, well, actually, come to figure out, it was always like, oh, it was underneath my tongue. Silly me. And seeing as like Naruto remembers the whole thing about Sakura being Pangea, the ruler of space, basically it's like, hey Sakura, you mind making this bigger so I can actually wear it and not worry about like choking on it? It's like, if that's at all possible, how tiny it is. And Sakura's like, fine, Naruto Baka. And Naruto's just like, fine. It's like, it's like, makes the necklace bigger. And basically just makes the necklace bigger so it can fit around the neck without like choking him. And Naruto's Giratina is basically like, yeah, this is pretty chill. Oh, don't worry, Gritty Tsunade. We'll make sure to check up every once in a while. Oh, by the way, you might want to check up on this. You know, I found out about, like, apparently someone was writing some stuff down. It was the red guy, Groudon, and he apparently had this stuff down in a book. And I think you might find that it's quite interesting. The read, Quite the interesting read. A journal about something about universes and these creatures called Pokemon. And, well, it's just, I think you'll find it a very interesting read. And Tsunade's like, well, what do we do now? Like, I thought you wanted to become the Hokage. You seem so chill about this. And Naruto's like, well, do you really think that the villagers are going to let me become Hokage looking like this? Like, they're literally scribbling bloody murder. Plus, I don't really think I'm gonna get any, anything good to be said about me, you know, because of this. But apparently it had to be done, so I guess it's just another chapter in my life. A new life, but my life nonetheless. Besides, I like the name Guillotine. It sounds cool. Besides, with a power that we have, I can just reverse my ability of antimatter and turn that into positive matter. It will take quite the time to train to be able to do that, but once I have the ability to do that, I can create ramen, and so I can eat it whenever I want. Like, ain't that cool? They say, hope that's the case. And Jirachi just over in the corner, just like, does he only think about ramen? And Naruto is geared to it to be like, hey, don't diss the ramen. Ramen is cool. Hey, wait. Why are a bunch of these, like, gaseous bubble thingies popping up? And Jirachi's like, oh, yeah, that's right. The whole antimatter thing. Apparently, the longer you stay in a certain place, the more of that will pop up. And wait, what do you mean bubbles? And Naruto's like, oh, there's a thing in the bubble. Okay, I'll pop it. Thing will not be released. Boom. And then you would just hear, meow. And Jiraiya's like, how the fuck did that just happen? Meow? And Naruto's like, well, apparently I must be the top dog because I can create shit out of nowhere. Apparently you know this one? And Jiraiya's like, in the old world, yeah. But it literally feels like you just created out of thin air a new Mew. How the does that work? And basically another bubble's like popped up and like now it's like, oh, another one. Boom. Oh, apparently I was hungry, but this one doesn't seem like it's one I can eat without getting indigestion for like weeks. And Trashy's just looking at the egg and like, that's an Arceus egg. What the fuck? And Giratina just like listening to all this shit and being like, oh, Arceus, apparently like a Pokemon god or something. Well, uh, considering that it will just be a baby whenever it hatches, it might take some time before it can technically be called a god of anything, really. And technically, we're really strong as it is, so I guess this version will be just more of a mediator. And so now he's like, yeah, kind of like Mifune from the Land of Iron, like Kage Summits. Like, Tsunade is just thinking that. And it's like Naruto just performed a mental link out of nowhere. I was like, yeah, Granny Tsunade, that was a great idea. And like Jirachi's just like, how the does he know how to mental links already? Okay, I guess I really did doubt the wrong person. And all just for liking ramen. Wow, do I sound like a fucking hypocrite? long as you don't like Dango or something. And then, like, Anko would just pop up and be like, what is that? You just dissed Dango? And Naruto's like, damn it, Anko, let go of the star thing. Jirachi. And Jirachi's like, thank you, and please let me go, crazy woman. Oh, that's right. I have the ability to do this. Teleport. Boop. And might as well just gets the hell out of there. Like, GTFO. Gangsta. Like, mission success. Respect. I great that thought of the like like that whole shit. And so yeah, basically, Giratina is like, don't worry, Granny Tsunade, what I said about everything. It's true. I'll promise to visit you, but don't be, all crazy if it's a little bit of a late visit, because the whole thing about a space time distortion, whatever, and the Earth, the land, the sea, the sky, whatever the frick, all that very important stuff. So try to be a little bit understanding about this. Besides, and basically Naruto just appears in front of the head of the fourth Hokage on the Hokage mountain, like, thing. And just like, look who stopped shit now. It was like, beep, teleport. Basically, teleports everybody back to their respective places. Like, Shoto within the very ocean and sea, like, itself. Like, Bakugo within the very earth itself. Shoto within the very, like sea ocean itself. And Izuku within the very, ozone layer plus sky plus whatever itself. And as for Sasuke and Sakura, they're like, don't worry, we already know. Just please don't touch us with those tentacles. And Naruto's like, oh, I didn't know I had that origin form thingy on. Sorry about that. And Sakura's like, how could you not know? Like, that form is terrifying. And Naruto's like, I think you only think that form is terrifying because you know about hentai. And the last time Sakura, no, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not going to hentai. And Sasuke's like, he just look at Naruto like, bruh, like he's not so sure. Like, got a little bit too close there for comfort whenever he was dropping everybody off. Get a little bit too close for comfort, especially around Sasuke. And Naruto's like, well, I'm sorry if I'm just a little bit excited about this whole thing. Like, I have no idea what really all that much of what this is, except for what I've been told by this freaking mini Starlet looking creature. And now the whole thing about I can create shit from freaking barely anything. Yeah, I'm gonna have quite the amount of fun times, if you know what I mean. And then this would just be like this, meow, and basically it was like, ah, oh wait, you followed me. Oh, of course you would follow me. I freaking created you. So, mew. And then I was like, mew. I was like, okay. How can I understand you? And then it would be like, well, you did create me. Would just be, everybody else would just be hearing Mew, and like Naruto would be the only one who could really understand. That is, unless he didn't want it to just be like that. He could actually make it to where other people could understand, but you know, that's just if he wanted that to be so. But Naruto is just like, well, yeah, shit. Anyways, I guess yeah, things are how they are. And now about that Arceus whole thing. Oh, and you seem like you're expecting something, or are you just happy to see me in like the wrong place? Damn it, Purry Sage got me saying all weird shit. And it was like, well, you're not completely wrong. And Giratina was just like Naruto's Giratina was just like, whoa. Okay, so I'm a father now? And Mia's like, well, I can probably tell that this one in a previous life was pretty troubled. But we can make a difference with that. We can make them have a happy life now. And they won't have to feel nearly as bad as they did in their previous life. This new one, this new version, can be happy. And basically, oh my god, what if Kakashi's arms on this thing look like an onyx? Oh my god, I just realized that. Oh my god, Kakashi, you managed to tap into half of freaking Toshiro's freaking bog guy. Daiguren Hiyorimaru. It looks like Daiguren Hiyorimaru mixed with Onyx. One of Kakashi's arms here. That one. Yeah, that one. So that's possibly also because of the kunai that he has. Oh, what if Kakashi's arm evolved? Steelix arm! Which is also part Daiguren Hiyorimaru. Anyways, back to the freaking story. Gotta get myself back on track. anyways, basically, Mew would then give birth to the little Mewtwo, and he would be adorable. And basically, instead of a freaking psychopath, uh, Mewtwo would actually grow up to, you know, be a happy child who actually, as a result of some messing aroudery with Mew, Ditto would also be created. And basically Mewtwo and Ditto would actually be good friends, and so would Mewtwo and Arceus and Ditto. Although Ditto could only say like one word, Ditto. However, they somehow managed to understand what it's saying, even though it can only say Ditto. Same thing with Mew. For those that, Mew doesn't want to hear, just says Mew. Even though that's freaking adorable. It's just Ditto. It's and Mewtwo would just find Ditto to be the most adorable little sister. And Arceus to be the most adorable little brother. Or big brother, whichever comes first. So I guess big brother, but still adorable. So much the same. And basically, with all that, soon there would become this entire giant ass island country thing, and they would name it as an homage to both the Mystery Dungeon games and the Poke Park games. They would call it the Poke Park Square, or Poke Park Square Island. I guess that's also an homage to the Orange Islands, season of Pokemon anime. So yes, Poke Park Square Island. Or islands, considering the way it's pretty much shaped. And one day, whenever Mewtwo would finally be able to convince Naruto's Giratina, to let it go down, to let him go down there, because Mewtwo is a boy. Let him go down there with Ditto, because Ditto is Ditto, Ditto. And this has been 3 years. It's the Mewtwo's 3, and Ditto's 3, and Arceus is pretty much 3 as well. And at first, Arceus is really gonna be to go, but Arceus is I'll be good, and it's yeah, all that shit. And it's all of that happens, and it's okay, fine, you can go. And it's whoosh. And they finally get down there. And it's okay, something's up. The unknown that are supposed to be guarding the island, Arceus, your arms that, Dad gave you, uh, something's not right about them. They don't look so good. And Arceus is like, guys, are you alright? And then they would say something about a flash bombing, like flash bombing. And Arceus would be like, Mewtwo, do you know what a flash bomb is? And Mewtwo's like, Ditto, do you know what a flash bomb is? And Ditto would be like, Ditto, 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 Ditto. And Mewtwo would be like, no, no. And then he's like, phew. And like, Arceus would be like, wait, Mewtwo, wait for me. And Mewtwo's worst fears would have been confirmed. Some of these weirdos coming from the sky, they would use flash bombs to disrupt the unknowns from being able to protect the island, which is what they were there for to begin with. And it turns out one of the most sacred of locations of their little place was actually known as a little place, a little town of Alf, and it would have just been turned into ruins. And whenever Mewtwo would just see this destruction of Alf, he'd be like, no, it's so wrong. And then, like, Mewtwo's eyes would start to glow. And then this big burly dude would just be like, Natsu, hey, you're gonna tell me about the state of the whole operation or not? And then this guy named Datsu would just be like, well, sir, the thing is, we were able to bypass the ground level security, but as far as our sky troopers, yeah, they got snatched out of the freaking sky and then blown to pieces by what we think might be a giant, sky serpent. And this big old burly dude would be like, Datsu, do not be a pussy. Give me a full status report. I ain't afraid of no freaking sky lizard. Did we mention it was really big? And scary looking. And basically, the guy is like about to go full way and like breakthrough, and just like the Datsu guy, Datsu, following him as his guard, basically like, with like a bunch of other guard, they're just like, okay, heads up, we're about to blow this place sky high if you don't give us what we want. And basically, he just receives a freaking giant ass boulder through the chest that pins him all the way to the side of a wall of one of the houses. They got wrecked. And it's like curling on fire. And Mewtwo is pissed. And like Arceus is like a freaking help message, just sending help like Mewtwo has lost his lid, and these guys have basically just defiled one of the many towns of the island in which we're supposed to have like sanctuary in. And their headbands basically, they look to me like Sky Ninja? What? Sky Ninja? Well, that would explain some of the like dead corpses that were falling from the ground. Wait, that over there. Is that? Oh my god! Mewtwo, watch out! And Mewtwo would be like, wait, what? What? Hey! And would just be like there would just be this green snake, and the dude would be like, huh? And then he'd just get grabbed with one of the arms, like, hoisted up in the air, and they would be like, "You have defiled these sacred grounds," and then destroy the entire city of Alf. Do you know the punishment for these crimes? What the punishment is? If you don't, then allow me to inform you. As I am Rayquaza, the ruler of the ozone layer and the entire sky itself. And the dude is like, and why should I be scared? The entire Sky Village has the control of the Reeby, the zero-talented Cherokee. Basically a Bijou / Cherokee under our control completely. You stand no chance. And basically, Izuku's Rayquaza would just be like, oh, and about that. And basically, he would hold the guy up a little bit closer, like direct to the angle where it's like, it'd be like, let's say if I were to fire a hyper beam through you, it would manage to hit that big thing up there in the sky. And that's where your whole Reeby thing is, right? And the dude actually realizes, oh god, no, you wouldn't dare. And Izuku as Rayquaza would be like, bitch, I am Rayquaza, the freaking lord of the freaking sky. You dare question my power. I will fucking destroy you. I was like, no wait, I'm already going to. Hyper beam! Boom! And it just shoots a hyper beam, and then it just blows up the Sky Village, killing the Reeby in the process. And it's jerky as well. In the process of all that. Not only destroying their leader, but the village itself, and even the freaking land and the freaking Cherokee and the Bijou. With one freaking hyper beam. That's how pissed Izuku was. And you know, Arceus and basically Arceus would be doing the best that they could have. But Arceus would be like, I did everything I really could think of. But it seems like nobody was really left alive. Alpha's gone. Almost everything, down to the smallest detail. Only so little remains. I'm sorry, Mewtwo. And Mewtwo's like, no, you're not the one who should be sorry. The one who should be sorry, they're all dead. And Mewtwo's like, the ones that should be sorry, they're all dead. Thanks, Rayquaza. And Izuku as Rayquaza would just be like, no problem. And then it's like, go back up into the sky, like, foosh. Now, if you don't mind, I gotta go back to watching, my two, friends here, basically, trying to figure out who's on first. However stupid that is. Or may or not be. It's still hilarious. Come on, Bakugo, Shoto, you should be able to figure this out. No one's on first. Nice, not really. Cut to Bakugo and Shoto arguing about who's on first. Oh god, I love that Animaniac shit. Like, damn. Animaniacs much? Yes, indeed. Basically, now that all of that was basically sent back to, you know, certain people, like everyone heard about that, Naruto's guaranteed he'd be pissed. He'd be like, I'm so freaking pissed. And Mew would just be like, maybe you're just mad because you haven't gotten on in a little bit of a while. And, Naruto's Giratina would just be like, Mew, not in front of the kids. And Mew's just like, really? Really? Do you even think that they even know what that is? So how would they really have all that many questions, like, about it if they can barely understand it and begin with? And Naruto's like, that's the exact reason why they would ask questions. And Mew was just Mew would just be like, come on, you come here. You know you want it. And, you know, Naruto's like, hell no. And Mew would just be like, oh, so I guess I have to do it. And then Naruto would be like, no, don't you freaking dare. And Mew would just put on the cutesy eyes and be like, Mew. And, like, Naruto would be like, must resist cuteness. And Naruto's Giratina. And Mew would just be like, Mew. And would just be like, Mew, 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 Mew. And would just be like, ah, damn it. Come here, you. So yeah, basically, that would have done it in the whole thing. And all that. And Izuku would just be like, and the Izuku's Rayquaza would just be in the sky, just be like, wow. So that's why I wasn't able to go in there for quite some time, because you were doing that. Okay then. Okay, bye. And basically, like, Izuku's Rayquaza would just be hearing off in the distance, like, Quasi-kun. And basically, Izuku would be like, damn it, you two only know I let you call me that because, it's that. Okay, I will indeed admit it's been a while since. Okay, fine, damn it, come here. And Naruto's like, pot calling the kettle black. Literally, Latios and Latios. If anyone has anything to be ashamed of, it's him. At least I stick to one woman. And Mew's like, you're funny. And Naruto's Giratina would just be like, oh, bother. Let's just hope let's just hope Mewtwo and Arceus don't do anything within the space and time realms to disrupt him and, all that. Because if I have to hear complaining from them, and I have to reassess my dominance, I really will snap someone. Like a Slim Jim. Whatever the hell those are. And Mew would just be like, oh, so you haven't tried one? Here. And it's I was like, really? Damn, these things are small. And Mew would just be like, no, you're just really big. Now eat it. And Naruto's Giratina would basically just be like, okay, fine. Oh my god. It was Snap into a Slim Jim indeed. Oh yeah. A little bit of excitement. What the fuck keeps on happening? Okay, guys, the camera app is having a shit fit. And seeing as I'm kind of running dry on new material to just shoot out for this one in particular, what if, as I am now, plus my upper lips being a bitch, and plus my sinuses are being a bitch, so, you guys wonder why I've been licking it so much, even though I'm probably not supposed to. Really bothering me. And I heard in this one video I met Matthew Santoro, who was a great guy, I might add, and also, Rob Dyke, though I heard he did change his name to something I don't think I would be able to pronounce. It starts with a G, though. I will tell you guys that it ends with an N. They're both wonderful people, at least from what I know about them on their channel. Well, their channels. And I also know that, Matthew Santoro is freaking Canadian. And ain't the Canadians welcome? I mean, come on. The Canadians are great. Anyways, the video basically explained, several parts in your body that you don't exactly need. And apparently the sinuses are one of them that you don't exactly need. So, yeah. I just hope to God that's true. Because then I'll have a good reason to get rid of these damn things, because they are causing so much damn problems that right now. It's just, God, awful. Anyways, I should be sounding better to you guys, just not sounding great. But definitely better than in that one video. Anyways, to end off, basically how I started things, with my favorite theme out of the Pokemon anime, to end off with my second favorite theme out of the anime. Well, the Pokemon anime. Just happens to be Advanced Challenge, Season 7. Advanced Challenge.
Why do you want to hunt?
Damn it,
You all
ads.
think that I can't.
Every trainer has a choice, so listen to that voice inside. I know the battle may be long, winners may have come and gone. I will carry on, yeah, this dream will last forever. This dream will never die. We will rise to meet the challenge every time. Yeah, this dream keeps us together. This shows that you and I will be the best that the world's ever seen. 'Cause we'll always will follow this dream. And now this battle has begun. It's far too late to run and hide. And though the ones I face are strong, I'll leap into this fight head on. I will carry on. Whoa, this dream will last forever. This dream will never die. We will rise to meet the challenge every time. Yeah, this dream will never sever. It will carry us up high, straight up into the sky like a beam. Because we'll never give up on this dream. Pokemon! And though the ones I face are strong, I'll leap into this fight head on. I will carry on. Whoa. Yeah, this dream will last forever. This dream will never die. We will rise to meet the challenge every time. Yeah, this dream keeps us together. This shows that you and I will be the best that the world's ever seen. Because we'll always will follow this dream. Pokemon!
Apparently, I accidentally clicked on the full version of that. I never knew that those were the exact full lyrics. But damn, is it still cool. And damn, is it still my second favorite. So anyways, you guys, I don't think it's justice because the dark summer everything. So you see out here, your boys like for here to subscribe, hit that little bell, and down bounce it. Let's say shoes, eat. And Dallas says, 200 subscribers, bitches!